So we have a really good relationship with Dexcom and Type Zero team from Virginia, and then you can really give your bolus out of your phone directly.
Hello and welcome. It's lovely to see you. It's Camille, no diabetic, your diabetes tech guy. If you're new here and want to follow along for more videos about diabetes tech, please subscribe down below. In today's video, I've got a pleasure of interviewing the CEO of Ypsomed, Simon Michel. In my conversation with Simon, we talked about so many topics, from the Mylife Assist integration of Dexcom G6 to their Mylife app, which they're rolling out later this month, and all the details about their Mylife Loop program, including some very interesting things. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Simon. This is my interview with the CEO of Ypsomed, Simon Michel. Before we talk about YpsoPump, I want to talk about your life a little bit, because your family has been involved in insulin pumps for quite a while. So do you mind giving us a very quick trip down the family tree of your kind of involvement in pumps?
Yeah, absolutely. Great. I mean, we are not a big family, but frankly speaking, my dad, he was working for Novo Nordisk 40 years ago, and he was selling insulins. And he became the country manager of Novo Nordisk Switzerland, selling insulin. And he has seen the issue with imprecise injections day by day. So he had the idea to build a pump, to create a pump. And together with his brother and two smart guys from university, they built more in the garage the first pump. It was actually the first pump. Apart from these big backpacks that you might find in Google and internet. Then next to Alman, who found Minimed, then became Medtronic, my dad found Disatronic. This was in 1985-ish. From then on, it started. We have sold the pump business in 2003 to Roche. So all Roche pumps today are our former Disatronic pumps. We then put a lot of effort on pen systems. We are the world leader in pens and auto-injectors, and went back into pumpings, Camille, about 10 years ago, when we distributed the Omnipod in Europe, and now went back. Yes, I see you're back. And then went now live with our own product, the Mylife YpsoPump.
So that to people living with diabetes, that they would know that origin of the pump as that's the Spirit, the combo pump, right?
It's actually the predecessor pumps were the H-tron pumps, then the D-tron pumps. That was probably before you were pumping, and then,
yes, well, a long time before my times, yes.
And now, of course, yes. Then the Spirit pump came, etc. The new versions, and they were also developed within Disatronic before they were handed over to Roche. Exactly.
Right. So let's move to Mylife, to what you guys are doing now. In 45 seconds, to people watching this who might not be familiar with the YpsoPump, can you give us a 45 overview of how the pump works and kind of a 45-second overview of it?
Sure, yes. YpsoPump is a very small and lightweight product. It's in grams, it's 83 grams, it's less than 3 ounces. It's a very small product, nice design, more looks like an iPhone than a medical device. A couple of benefits apart from the size is it works with pre-filled cartridges today from Novo, both with Fiasp and Novo Rapid. It will also come with insulins from other important players, so you will really be able to use your insulin of choice in a pre-filled format. It has a touch screen. It has symbols only, so there's no text, makes it quite easy.
So your entire family, as you said, has been involved in pumping for a very long time. So when you guys were designing the YpsoPump, what were some of the learnings that you took from your previous experience with pumps when designing this one? Maybe some of the features that you felt like came out from your experience with pumps with Disatronic. Can you share any of those learnings?
Yes, I think there are a couple of elements which are from a manufacturing perspective, but also from a patient perspective relevant. let's start with the patient. I mean, the products back in 20 years ago, they were really looking like medical devices. You didn't put an H-drawn pump on the table. Now, today's product look much more like iPhones, right? So much sleeker designed, nicer design, smaller design. Number one. Also, the weight was very important. This YpsoPump product is 83 grams light. It's about half the size of a Medtronic pump, half the weight of a Medtronic pump. It's a small product. It was very important for us to make a small product. And then simplicity was important. So YpsoPump had to be simple to train. We still have one-day trainings for some of the pumps out there. This is not acceptable. You must train a pump within 30 minutes. And then, of course, if you have less features, less functions, you also make less mistakes. So usability was very, very, very important here. Just to name a couple of things, but I can talk more about it later.
Yeah, sure. No, that's really interesting, and I'm always interested in infusion sets because I think that's something that not a lot of I mean, it's the part of pumping that no one really talks about. And I've been reading a lot about it. And your pump has a really interesting orbital infusion set. Can you just talk me through that set quickly?
Yes, so I think there are a couple of benefits with this infusion set.
Oh, you have it. Okay, cool.
It's an orbit, so it twists 360 degrees. So you have really much less crinking. Some occlusions, some users are feel with a regular set really don't happen anymore here with such a set. The next benefit also with this infusion set is that it has a valve included in the connector. A valve means you can actually do a pump card exchange without exchanging the tube. So you don't throw away your insulin each time.
No, I think the throwing away insulin tubing thing it's critical. Very cool. All right, thanks a lot for that. I want to move a little bit to the Mylife app, which is something that you guys have been working on quite a lot. And you already, a couple of, I think it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, announced your kind of pipeline with Assist, Dose, and then eventually Loop. So starting with Assist, what is Assist and is it out yet?
So Assist is just launching now for Android phones in, unfortunately, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Denmark. I think UK will come in August. Okay. There are just certain priorities the app stores asked us to go. Then iPhone version will come in August, September-ish for Assist in all 17 languages, 17 markets that we are operating. But it's basically the app you already have, the Mylife app, just with the Dexcom G6 integration, some additional features with arrows showing you where you're going. So a couple of known features that some of you know from Dexcom.
So, and that is where the Dexcom app is not longer needed because users start the Dexcom sensors in your app.
Absolutely. Yes, the very first time you give your consent that you accept using a Dexcom product, but from then on, you don't need the Dexcom app any longer.
So let's dive into that a little bit because in the UK, CAM APS has a similar system where they connect directly to the G6 and they don't need an app. And that created some issues, such as the fact that the Dexcom Share system doesn't work for CAM APS users. Even when your Dexcom is connected to your app, will users still be able to use things like Share Clarity from Dexcom?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is also a reason why it took us about 6 months longer than we originally expected. So we call it the follow app, right? The follow app. So parents can, for instance, follow what the kids are doing. This is fully integrated. It's all uploaded if you want into Dexcom and to Clarity, because some of the patients, some of the doctors, they use this software and they don't want to use the Mylife software. So yes, that's very important. It was very important to us. There are many Dexcom users out there. They are known to that. The doctors know how it works, so we allow that. Exactly.
Okay, so the bottom line is that by September, you said it will be out for Android and iOS in all the territories that you operate?
Yeah, it's kind of, I think the whole rollout is between mid-July, so now this week or next week, and end of September-ish, something like that. All territories, including the Nordics and all these special countries.
And just to have some breaking news, if you like, this week, which countries are getting it in the Android App Store?
So it is end of July. So it's not, I don't have the exact date, right? It's happening now. It's happening now in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Denmark.
Cool. And that's for Android initially, and then iOS.
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's Assist. And after that is something that I'm more interested in, really, which is the dose update, which enables phone bolus to your pump, two-way communication.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well, finally. Hey, talk me through that. Will this work with existing pumps, or will someone need to change a pump? And when is it coming?
So, okay, that's a good question. You will get a new pump. And it is the main reason is we try to go with the existing pumps, but the standard security is not enough. We need a much higher level of security, which required us to make a change on the product. So everybody that wants to use the dose function will receive a new pump, and all the markets have budget to give out the new pump. Some markets will charge a bit, some don't charge anything. I'm not aware about the details, but there are the countries receive budgets for that purpose. In some areas, in some countries, the insurers pay for such an upgrade. In some, they don't. So it's not one rule. But yes, you will receive a new pump. Also, some other software bugs have been fixed. Some of you had issues in the YpsoPump with some electronic errors. They're all fixed. So that's also another reason, other motivation for us to exchange the product. And then you can really give your bolus out of your phone directly.
Okay, so carrying on insurance point, from a price of insulin pump point of view, will the new pump, which has the two-way communication Bluetooth, will that, if someone is buying the new pump, for example, would that be the same price as the YpsoPump currently?
Yes, of course. I mean, there is list pricing, and we don't make any difference. That's not the topic. The topic is more in some markets, insurers take some of the costs, in some they don't take anything. So that's why we don't have one rule for all, but the product is the same, basically. It actually looks the same. It's just a bit different software inside.
Gotcha. And timelines for that.
So it's our Christmas gift to all of you. So we work hard on it. Some markets may see it in November. Some may see it in January. But it's really Christmas is our target.
Okay, Christmas this year.
21.
And would that allow bolus from your phone, or would the user also be able to control other aspects of the pump, like set a temporary target, a temporary basal rate, for example?
Oh, I don't know. I should know. I'm sorry for that. I should know. I have to send you that information.
That's fine.
I think, I don't know. You should probably be able to manage more features than just the bolus.
I would have. Yeah.
Yes, but I cannot confirm because I don't know. I'm sorry for that. But I mean, the key feature obviously is that you see your you have your bolus advice, and you can directly take the figure into the bolus and bolus it. Of course, you need to accept that you are really aware of what you're doing. That's clear. But I think it's a huge benefit that you really have it on one screen. The advice and the actual push button.
Yeah, because your app already has a bolus calculator in the EU. Well, not in many regions, just not in some. I think it's just not in the US, right? And so that figure now has, inject or something, and then it will just have bolus where you just go to the pump,
so
right?
in Europe, the authority allows that. In America, the authority will not allow it. In America, you really have to give a special consent that you know what you're doing exactly. But for users here in Europe, you have exactly this benefit.
Let's move to the third kind of bit, which is exciting, your Mylife Loop program. This is your partnership with Dexcom, not just on the CGM front, but also the software that drives it. It's from the Type 0 team, the same team responsible for the Control-IQ system. Talk to me about that, timelines, where it's launching geographically, and why you're excited about it.
So we have a really good relationship with Dexcom and Type 0 team from Virginia. We love the sensor, we love the algorithm. So it is actually an integration program that is ongoing. So we really integrate the algorithm into our app, and we are required to do a couple of studies to prove that the algorithm is really doing what it has been doing with Tandem. So this will take us another 2 years. So it will be mid-23, because we don't want to have, and I can dig into this a bit more, because we don't want to have our YpsoPump users wait for a loop solution. We will bring intermediary in spring 22, and that you might not know yet, an interoperable solution. So we're going to offer an app that will steer our pump with all loop functions. But this app does not come from Ypsomed, and I cannot tell you from whom it will come, but it is on the market, it works, and we basically link this app to YpsoPump, so you can steer YpsoPump out of this app. So you have the loop possibility with the existing product, no product change, and then we offer the loop function with the Type 0 integration in mid-23. And when I say mid-23, then this is Europe. In America, right. Lilly, as you know, is going to distribute our product.
Yes, yes. It's very interesting that you mentioned that, because my next question was going to be, 2023 is quite a long time from now, especially in the diabetes tech space. It just, so I'll be watching closely. I have my predictions on who that might be. I have 2 predictions, but I will keep those to myself for now. You said that summer 2022, that partnership with the already
so the
system?
partnership is signed. It's under execution. It's basically being implemented on our partner site. I just don't want to promise, so that's why I'm saying spring,
sure,
and not earlier, but we are really working on it. I think it's a nice feature that gives you the option to loop. As you know, many users out there don't loop yet. They are just happy and they feel themselves under control. So it's a nice option they have before it's really integrated in the Mylife experience.
And will we, if you can't answer it, then that's fine, but will we hear about this sooner as an announcement?
Yes, we will definitely talk about it in after summer. We will have to explain, I want to explain what we do exactly, etc., what is coming.
Great, wonderful. Okay, actually sticking with interoperability, in 2018 you've signed a very exciting kind of collaboration with JDRF on the Open Protocol Initiative, and you've been working with the JDRF team. Can you tell me what that work has resulted in?
Yeah, it has triggered. Sorry, Camille.
No, go ahead.
It has triggered a couple of studies and work. So a great team from JDRF. They are really interested to motivate industry to build open products, open pumps that enable also do-it-yourself, and all those loopers out there to really use the product to enhance their algorithms. I mean, it is in a perfect example our industry here. You see people that really want to change the way pumps works, and they start working in their garage, on their computer. We are now supporting teams in England, I think one is going to be at the Imperial College in London, a study. There's one in Australia running at the moment, the big one in Australia. We have a study starting in Germany. We have one in Austria. So we are using this open product to really learn. We also shipping now products to Canada. We will have products with Virginia. So these are basically open pumps with a lower level of security. All the protocol is handed out. And with that, development companies, startups, teams can really work on their algorithms to make better algorithms. Camille, eventually the world will go, that's my belief, but I must say that I'm representing the industry here. Yeah. I believe in the end of the day, it will end up in integrated systems, such as the Medtronic solution, the Tandem solution, the future Insulet solution, and Ypsomed solution. It will be integrated. It's a matter of security and safety. A patient wants to have one phone number, one address, one help desk, one helpline. If something happened with the Medtronic algorithm, you call 1-800-Medtronic. If something happened with a Mylife YpsoPump user, you call Ypsomed. I think that will be the future. But intermediary, those 10 years, all those loop communities were so important to bring us as industry. We're sometimes much too slow, maybe because we have to follow all the regulations, has brought us so much forward. That's why I love this industry. I love this this community. And that's why we decided with JDRF together to build that open product.
As a DIY looper myself, I hope I'm very excited to hear you saying that and being so open about the fact that the DIY loop community exists, because so many companies just still pretend that it doesn't, which is interesting to me. You mentioned US a little bit, and for just want to get a quick update on the US. Have you filed with the American FDA to get Mylife working in the US?
So we are filing in spring 22 with a market launch end of 22, beginning of 23. Right. As you know, the relationship with Eli Lilly is quite clear. Ypsomed is doing R&D, product management. We are also doing, of course, production and registration. That's our job, as well as second level support. And Lilly is going to do marketing and sales, market access, call center, first level support. So it's a very clear split of who is doing what. But Ypsomed is responsible for the registration of the product. It will be a different brand name. It's not public yet, but it will look the same. It will just have a different name on it.
Yeah, it will have a Lilly logo on it. And can you say what product are you hoping to file? Will that be the with dose capable?
Yes, it will be the dose capable without the loop. It will be the exact, you can say, the dose model. There are a couple of more features that Lilly wants. So it's a bit dose plus, I would say, that we are going to file with the authority in spring 22.
Dose plus, I like that. Okay, thanks a lot for going through that. And you mentioned in your intro kind of about your history and what you guys have been involved in. You mentioned pens, and what's your deal with pens? Are you looking into smart pens? Tell me about how you see that part of your portfolio develop.
So many of you may not know, but Ypsomed is by far world leader in pen and auto-injector manufacturing. So it's actually by far bigger than our pump business today. I would say both divisions are a bit head to head, and my team is fighting who gets more on the ground. But so we manufacture, for instance, the SoloStar pen. Some of you may know. We do all pens in China, in India, in Indonesia, in Bangladesh, in Mexico, in Turkey. So we work with over 100 pharma companies worldwide and deliver pens for all kind of liquid drugs. So obviously, insulin is the most important drug that in this blog here, but we do pens for many other drugs, in psoriasis, polyarthritis, oncology, asthma, etc., etc. So now, as you may know, I mean, these devices, they are easy to use. People don't make mistakes. You train them, it's okay. But as we are human, we don't do the shots. We just simply forget them, or we are lazy, or we are ashamed of giving the shot out in the restaurant. So what we are doing is we're putting intelligence into the devices and telling mom, dad that your son has not taken the shots. We are telling the doctor what really is happening. So we are giving you more confidence by having the data that you know what you're doing. So what Ypsomed is doing, we are taking our existing, it's called servo pen. It's a device which is sold for many, many years in China. We manufacture over 1 million per year. It's basically it's a Chinese logo here. It's just because this one is sold to China. It has a spring inside, and you inject. You inject them in it's just water with a spring support. So now we are taking this extremely powerful and robust and known platform, which is out in the market for over 10 years. We are taking this and putting some intelligence in here. So we're taking some of the mechanic out, and we're putting chip on it, and we have designed it. It's designed frozen. We are now in discussion with 3 big pharma companies. Ypsomed will not industrialize just on our own cost. We are selling this product to one of the 3. Those 3, one of them will choose it, and they will then have us industrialize it, and they will sell it under their own name. So it's a smart pen. It's a durable pen. It's similar to InPen from Medtronic. Some of you may have seen it. And it's really a device that talks constantly via Bluetooth, your phone to the cloud.
Okay, let's unpack this. Exciting. Okay, so would this be a single-use pen? No,
durable. It's a durable pen. Has a lifetime of 2 years. It is it's a mini USB. So you have to every week, like your phone, you have to load the battery, which is okay with a pen. It's not okay with a pump, but it's okay with a pen.
Right. And you wouldn't sell it. It would be under one of the insulin companies would just...
Not necessarily. We are talking to insulin companies and also non-insulin companies that might have an interest, maybe in the space of sensors, you can imagine. So there are a couple of large organizations where such a product really makes sense because it completes their portfolio. Obviously, the insulin companies, the two really innovations that are left, Lilly and Novo, they are in a logic prime position. Sanofi, as you may know, is not innovating anymore. And then on the sensor side, you have the 2 big sensor companies, and Abbott and Dexcom, and some of them may choose the product, and this is where we are working to. I think it will be better in the hands of one of those companies. They have a much bigger sales force than we have, and it can be sold in the combination with a drug or in combination with a sensor to actually offer a better therapy. I mean, a smart pen with a loop algorithm is pretty close to a pump therapy.
Oh yeah, and it's so interesting to see smart pen solutions combined with those algorithms. Okay, interesting. I guess we just need to wait to see when that actually ships.
Yeah, I mean, people. This is rather a 3-year thing. I mean, from the moment we sign, we go into industrialization, product development, industrialization, 2.5-3-year thing. But I mean, the world is waiting for more smart devices. The industry knows that. It's just always a bit of business case, and the insulin manufacturers always are a bit tempting because the world went disposable, which is totally against all sustainability aspects, but and climate aspects. If you think it's crazy to throw away 1.5 billion disposable pens per year, so the world will go back to durable. It will go back to reusable. I mean, the old days, everybody used reusable devices. The industry just went into disposable because it's easier to work with. I mean, if you break a pen, you just take a new one out of the fridge. if you lose your durable pen, you have to call your doctor. The doctor's not allowed to keep pens in storage, so you have to order one, and you don't have a pen for a week or a day or so. So the industry is really went for simplicity reasons to do disposable pens. And I'm pretty convinced, also from a climate perspective and sustainability and environmental perspective, the world has to go back. We have to work on products with less waste. It's very, very, very important.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see who ends up actually shipping this, because the insulin companies, they have their own smart pen systems. But I guess that's a
not yet. I mean, Novo Nordisk has one, but not a real fully integrated one. It has NFC, so you have to go each time to the pen, the phone. Nobody is doing that. So this is not working not working in reality. I mean, these things have to. So and Eli Lilly has just announced the cap. They don't have a durable device. So no, at the moment they don't. So they really look at what is out there, and since Medtronic is moving into pens, everybody got a bit nervous. So it's actually very good that Medtronic did that step with this InPen to actually bring new solutions to people with diabetes. It's a good move. It really triggers innovation.
Wow. Well, great to see your insights on this. That's actually very interesting. Okay, to close off, rapid fire 5. How many emails do you write each day?
20 to 30.
Okay. Can your YpsoPump be used by a blind person living with diabetes?
Yes, in Europe, so we have a blind bolus function. Okay, I must be a bit more precise. Your doctor should support you on the basal rate. But we have the blind bolus function. As you know, you can use it with the vibro alarm, and you can handle it in the dark and if you don't see. But obviously, I mean, 50-50, Camille.
Gotcha. I think the industry needs to move to phone control as quickly as possible, because phone control enables functionalities like voiceover, and they are fully accessible to people with various vision abilities. 3, environment. You touched on that actually when we talked about the smart pen. I mean, using batteries in 2021 isn't the most eco-friendly way of doing things. Have you investigated alternatives to batteries, rechargeable pumps and things like that to get rid of batteries? Because your pump uses batteries today, right?
Yes, but batteries are not the global problem. Global problem is our CO2, and what we are doing, we are investing heavily in material science and work on new material that takes out the CO2 out of our devices. So we do a lot of substitution work, and then the rest we are going to compensate in order to become net carbon zero by 2030. That's our obligation as a company.
By 2030, you said?
Yeah, scope 1 and 2, and then scope 3, that's a bit of differentiation. We give us 2040, but this might move forward. I mean, it's a clear commitment from Ypsomed that we are way ahead of Paris on that aspect.
Cool. 3, do you think you will work with other CGM companies beyond Dexcom in the future?
I cannot comment on that at the moment. It definitely makes sense that there's a freedom of choice for people with diabetes on YpsoPump.
Cool. This is just your personal opinion. What's the greatest innovation of all time?
Seriously?
Just your personal opinion.
I don't know. Probably something in health. Penicillin. I mean, there are a lot of things which are, I mean, people shoot rockets onto the moon.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What's the use for mankind? It's just to show I'm a better state, you know. No, I would definitely find the biggest innovation in healthcare and pharma. Penicillin was very big. The mRNA development, some of the real breakthrough innovation in medicine that enable humanity to overcome illnesses.